over a century, American presidents have crossed the Atlantic to Britain, from Woodrow Wilson in 1918 to Joe Biden in 2023. Each visit tells a story, not just of diplomacy, but of friendship, tradition, and the ever-evolving special relationship between two nations. From grand state banquets to casual meetings, from horse-drawn carriages to modern military ceremonies, these visits have left a lasting mark on history. Join us as we journey through more than 100 years of US presidential visits to Britain. President Richard Nixon visited Britain in 1969 to meet Queen Elizabeth II and Prime Minister Harold Wilson, later returning for informal talks at Mildenhall US Air Force Base. He also met Prime Minister Edward Heath at Chequers, cementing the close diplomatic ties between the two nations. In 1977, President Jimmy Carter made Britain his first overseas trip. Greeted by Prime Minister James Callaghan, Carter hailed the special and very precious relationship between the United States and the United Kingdom, underscoring decades of shared history. President Ronald Reagan made 3 visits to Britain during the 1980s, staying at Windsor Castle and meeting Queen Elizabeth II and Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. The Hollywood star and the grocer's daughter shared a bond over economic liberalism, small government, and a commitment to ending the Cold War. George H.W. Bush visited Britain several times around the end of the Cold War. Meeting Queen Elizabeth II and Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, he described the alliance between the United States and the United Kingdom as very, very special, emphasizing enduring friendship across global partnerships. President Bill Clinton visited Britain multiple times, attending state dinners with the Queen and touring historic sites such as Portsmouth and Oxford University. His visits included commemorations of D-Day and efforts to advance peace in Northern Ireland, reflecting a blend of diplomacy and cultural engagement. George W. Bush visited Britain repeatedly during his presidency, meeting Prime Minister Tony Blair at Chequers and attending key summits. From state visits to informal gatherings, his trips reinforced defence and security ties, while memorable moments, like enjoying fish and chips in Blair's neighbourhood pub, highlighted personal rapport. President Barack Obama made several visits to Britain, attending the G20 summit, meeting Queen Elizabeth II, and enjoying informal moments with Prime Minister David Cameron. Known for his popularity in the UK, Obama blended protocol with approachable charm, playing table tennis with school children and visiting iconic sites like Stonehenge. Donald Trump's first official visit to Britain in 2018 drew massive protests. At Windsor Castle, he inspected the honour guard alongside Queen Elizabeth, while the streets were filled with demonstrators, including the now famous Trump baby blimp. President Joe Biden visited Britain in 2023 for a 3-nation tour, welcomed at 10 Downing Street by Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. He also met King Charles at Windsor Castle, attending ceremonial events that showcased the continuing tradition of strong diplomatic and cultural ties between the US and the UK.